Hi guys, part 3 of my chest and bicep training routine for today is I've already done incline dumbbell presses with incline dumbbell curls. Then I went over to the flat bench and I did regular flat bench, did reverse grip flat bench, which isolates more of the upper chest, along with preacher curls, both in and out. So I've done upper chest, mid chest. I've done concentration curls on the preacher curl, along with dumbbells. And to finish off my chest and bicep workout for the day, even though I'll probably post these in 3 different sessions, simply because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing with regard to filming and editing. So I'm probably just gonna post them individually. I'm gonna try and learn how to edit this kind of stuff and put everything together, but bear with me. I've been rambling a lot, probably just nervous energy trying to get used to the camera, but who gives a shit at this point? It is what it is. But I'm gonna finish off my workout today with decline flies with cables. And I will go directly, turn around, and go into hammer curls using the rope. So I'll make some adjustments, but again, I've already done my upper chest, my middle chest, the short head of my bicep, the long head, so we're gonna hit outer head and lower chest. So these are pretty simple. And again, I've said this before, you know, sometimes overthinking, you know, this bro science to training is good, and nobody's wrong, everybody's right. If you're working out, you're doing a good job. But sometimes the basic movements are a staple for a reason. And again, this is the accent of my workout. So I'm doing lower chest flies, and think about what you're doing. Squeeze the muscle all the way in. Let the negative, don't just let the cables pull your arms back. Think about it. Press it out. Hold it on the negative and really milk it positive. Okay, so I'm going to go directly into cable. Now lower this. Your cable hammer curls. It's really good. You know, if you have the ability to look in the mirror, I'm a mirror guy, and this is my garage gym, and you can see in the camera, not just in the camera, but I have my entire garage mirrored out. The floors are rubber. So look, I can come in here and see what I'm doing. And it's not a vanity thing, but you want to be able to see your progress. And my point to this is that I can turn around here and do hammer curls, right? And I can look at myself in the mirror and make sure that I'm doing the exercise correctly. The same way you just saw me do this, decline flies. Well, there's a mirror right there, and a mirror right there, and a mirror right there. So I can look at myself, and again, it's for keeping yourself in check with regard to keeping your form correct. And we all have different anatomies, and sometimes some guys squat differently than others. So whatever your form is and whatever works for you, they all should be within the same, you know, similar. But again, you can keep an eye on yourself by having mirrors. So if you have the ability to, you know, to view yourself while you're training, it's good for motivational purposes, but also to, again, keep your eye on yourself. Now, I don't know if you can see this from that camera angle, but when I come into the top here, I'm pulling the ropes out. So basically turning my pinkies up. And what that does is that's really nailing that long head of the bicep. So I'm not just doing this, pulling it straight up here. I'm going out, 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 out. Now when you get to the end here, when it gets really hard, and you can't do that, that's when you can go, okay, I'm gonna do this, just to get a few extra reps, because this is harder. Turn your fingers out. Turn your fingers out. One more. But you can see, I've got a good pump going on right now. And you know, my diet just changed recently to where, you know, I'm able to take on the proper amount of protein, and I'm eating like every other hour. But even a month ago, because of, I've talked about it in previous videos, so I'm not gonna keep rambling about it. If you wanna find out, you can look at my last video. But I've just been cleared to eat properly again. So I can tell literally overnight. I'm dropping body fat, doing cardio in the morning before I train. But anyway, but training properly and dieting, they go hand in hand. You feel better, man. It's physical and it's mental. It's emotional. I think you will find out, and this applies to my life. Man, when I'm doing good physically, and I'm in the gym, and I'm training, my mind is focused like a laser. So it applies to everything. Your finances start working out. Your love life starts working out because you're better. You know, people that don't train, and I'm not hating on people that don't, but they don't get it. You know, they don't understand. It's such a mental release. It's not just, ooh, look at my biceps, ooh, look at my chest. They are those things, and it's cool, man. I look cool, and I like that I look cool. But dude, I feel good. You know, I feel confident. You know, I suffer from depression. And I'm telling you, there have been periods of my life where I wasn't training, or I was in a rut, you know, financially, emotionally, relationship-wise, with whoever. And when I start getting back into my training regimen, which I don't fall off very often, but it's usually like when I had surgeries, when I'm down for like 3 months, you go into this pit where, you know, depression takes over, and you just, and when you get back into the gym, everything starts falling in line. You're better at everything. You're better at lifting. You're better at being emotionally there. You're better, you're present. You know, you're living life. This is the good life. This is the good life. If you're new to training, keep going, because it will change your life. It will make you a better person, and your finances will follow. I promise you that. I promise you that. Because you can't help but be better. When you're improving your body, you're improving your mind, your spirit, your soul. Everything is connected. All right, so I'm going back to decline flies. And I'm not this isn't gonna be a long video. My last two, chest and biceps, you know, earlier this hour were longer. But I'm gonna try and knock these out because I rambled a lot already today. I'm going right back in, nothing special. Sometimes what you can do on this, and I do this a lot, is I'll do a fly into a press. Notice the difference. My elbows are in here, right? And I'm pressing, and then I'm bringing my elbows out, and I fly. And I really like this motion sometimes, especially at the end of my workout, because you can press this all day long. It's easier to press, but the fly is harder. So I'll do a number of flies, early focus on isolating the chest, because once you start doing presses, you involve your triceps. Right now my triceps are taken out of play. But I'm about there, maxing on my flies, so now I can knock out some presses, because I just went to failure on the fly version. So combining those two movements are gonna give you that lip. They're gonna give you that lip under your chest. Think about it, man. Think about what you're doing. Don't mindlessly train and not think about the body part that you're training. When I'm flying, I'm squeezing the bottom. When I'm pressing, I'm squeezing the bottom. You're getting this lip in here. And from the side, it looks good, man. It looks cool because you have that defined bottom to your chest. Yeah, this is a better look, man. So, I always say to you youngsters out there, at least for me, the lower chest kind of came naturally. Work on getting your upper chest and your lower chest will follow. Because, you know, when you're doing stuff like dips, and I do dips on tricep day, you're getting a lot of the lower chest in there too. So I don't like doing dips on chest day, just because I do them on arm day. It's preference, you know, to each their own. No one's wrong or right. Everybody's right, actually. Nobody's wrong, everybody's right. If you're training, you're doing good. So don't listen to, or listen to everyone, but take it with a grain of salt. Listen to me, don't listen to me. Take it with a grain of salt. But as long as you're training and you're listening to everyone's opinions and you figure out what works for you, do it. And consistency is the key. There's no magic pill. I don't care if you shoot yourself with steroids, whatever you guys think, you know, it's what you put into your body and how you train. It's how you get big, how you get cut. It's eating. It's eating. Diet. You can train till you're blue in the face, but if you're eating like a bird, you're not gonna get big, you know? And if you're training like shit and you're eating like crap, obviously. So they go hand in hand, but you need to, you know, understand no matter what age you are in life, being reminded of that, and I'm talking to myself, because you get in these ruts to where you just get caught in doing the same routine, and oh, I don't want to spend $500 at the grocery store, you know, because I can get a cheaper meal. You know, your body is going to give you what you put into it. So making yourself afford the proper meals should be a priority. In other words, if you can afford to go out and drink, you know, I don't drink, I'm sober, but I watch this, I'm in the bar business, I bartend for a living still at my age. And, you know, people will go out and spend $100 a night on alcohol and then wonder why they're broke or why they can't afford good food, good quality food. You know, it's a decision. You can do it. You have to prioritize your life. You have to give up other things that, quote unquote, give you pleasure for what I consider to be more important. And that's what I put into my body, because you'll get what you get. You know, you get out what you put in. So diet and train properly. So I'm back to hammers. You can see me swinging there a little bit, and that's fine. Look, I'm at the ass end of my workout, so I've already done so much other things. I've been here for way longer than I should be because I'm recording and I'm doing listening sessions, but you know, I'm tired. So sometimes swinging, milk the reps as much as you can, doing them properly, but if you gotta, you know, swing a little bit to get out the last couple reps, I mean, do it. And it works. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to flies. And I'm getting pretty heavy now. I almost got the whole rack on here at this point, so I'll probably do one set here where I'll rotate flies and presses like I showed you on the last set. But on my last set, I'll probably just do presses, just because this is a lot of weight and I'm tired. But I can get some flies here. Actually, I'll probably do both. I can do more flies here. It's amazing what cleaning your diet out will do for your strength levels. Alright. Again, same weight. I'm not adjusting the weight at all, but it's almost the whole rack. I'm at like 190, the rack holds 200. But I'll do one more set. 2 of the hammers and 1 of the flies, and that's a wrap. I'm going to try and slow this down and control it. This machine I have is it's tough stuff, and it's cool because I can have, you have two hooks on there where I can interchange things without moving it around too much. Just a shameless plug, tough stuff, but it's a good commercial quality cable machine where you can really go from one exercise to the other pretty easily. All right, so I'm gonna curl up on this last one. And I think, because I really want to finish this workout strong, I'm gonna drop set. And those of you that don't know what that is I'm gonna start at 200 pounds, which is the full rack on both sides. I'll probably do 8s, I call them crazy 8s. I'll do 8, then I'll drop, 30 pounds, I'll do 8. Then I'll drop 30 pounds and do 8. Usually I would run that all the way down the rack, but right now I'm not really worried about my lower chest. Again, my lower chest is there. I'm trying to focus on my upper chest. So it's not, for me today, I'm not gonna try and blast it too hard. I'll just drop it 3 times and be done with it. Move on with my life. The flies, not presses, because I want to keep my triceps out of it now. I kind of thought about it, and I've got back and tris day after tomorrow. Tomorrow's leg day, so I have back and tris day after tomorrow, so I don't want to overwhelm my triceps. I want them to be rested going in to today's Thursday for Saturday's workout. and slow. And when you do these, don't rest, man. Don't rest. I rested too long between that first and second set. You really want to burn them out. Okay. And on this last set, putting the rope away, and I'm going to do hammer curls with dumbbells right in your face. I'm going to give myself a couple minutes, not a couple minutes, a couple seconds to recoup, to recover. But, you know, I'm getting there. I've got a men's physique. My first show on December 7th. I've committed to it at this point. So I'm not even close to where I want to be, especially because it's a pro show. I'm not going to compete in the pro division. I'll be a true novice, my first show, but I want to go in there at my best. You know, I have 3 months, 100 days from today to get myself in the best shape of my life, and I'm going to do it. I'm fully committed at this point, which is another reason why I started recording this. It's an accountability thing to where, you know, I'm not really someone that likes social media, man. This makes me uncomfortable. It's exposure therapy, me talking to a camera or a phone. It's weird to me. It's foreign. You know, I'm old, so I'm not used to, you kids all grew up with phones in your hand and are used to it. It's just something I'm just not used to. But I'm facing my fears, and again, by committing and putting it out there that I'm doing a show in 100 days, it's going to make me, you know, diet properly, do my cardio. I need no motivation or discipline. I'm very consistent. I'm working out every day. I've always been that way. But sometimes we slip up with cardio. You don't want to do it in the morning, and the diet. I mean, I can eat something different today. All that goes away. I'm fully committed right now. So I'll run the rack a little bit here. Just what I did on that last set. I'll do it with dumbbells. So I'll do them at the same time. Okay, I'm gonna drop 10 pounds on each side. And just as I was saying a minute ago about using the mirror to watch your form, I'm doing that right now with the camera. Same concept. I'm looking at what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep my elbows, from my shoulders to my elbows, completely vertical to the ground. So from my elbows to my wrists are doing all the work. And if you look at how I'm holding my wrist, see how my wrist is bent like that as opposed to this? That's how you want to hold a dumbbell when you're doing a hammer. And what that does is it really helps you hit this part of your forearm, and it really gets the long head of your bicep better as opposed to having here. Look at the difference here, here. Keep your wrist turned down. Again, preference. There may be some gym bros out there that completely disagree. That's cool, man. Do it your way, I do it mine. But what works for me is keeping the wrist cockeyed like that. And it helps you get a better range of motion. So this dumbbell's not hitting me up here. It's out here. Bam. And then, you know, once you start getting toward the end of it, you can start doing one at a time. but I've been doing this long enough that I can wrap up. All right, guys, that whole spiel about like and subscribe, here we go. If you just crossed paths with me right now, first time watcher, thanks for watching me. If you've been kind of following along here or there, haven't subscribed yet, please do, man. I'm trying to do something with my life here. Without repeating myself too much, this is kind of my life behind bars. Now, I was addicted to heroin and opiates and methamphetamine. Was a big drug dealer in Dallas for many years. I got caught by the FBI, lost everything that I owned, went to prison, all those things, and I changed my life. I've been sober for a long time, and this is my outlet now. So I had some goals when I got out. When I say my life behind bars, is I've been in the bar business, bartending, managing, ownership, all those things, all of my life. So my life went from being, addicted to drugs, the bondage and the prison that was being an addict and a dealer, to actually the bondage of prison walls and being locked up for 5 years of my life. And I did residential drug treatment. I did 6 months in a sober living facility. So been down that road. After I got out, I had two goals. I want to own my own bar, my own restaurant. Check that box. Bought it in 2016, sold it in 2017, done really well. I want to own my own house. Within a certain amount of time, I've done that. But now I'm moving into fitness. I'm at a point in my life where God has been good to me. I've worked really hard to get where I am, to where I'm comfortable enough, to where I can kind of chase the dreams that I wanted to chase, which is a bodybuilding dream. Wherever this takes me, that's cool. But I want to go into fitness full time at some point. So, it goes from the bondage of addiction to the bondage of the bondage of prison, the bars of prison, the bars that how I make my living, the life behind bars, bartending and bar ownership, and now the outlet of BARbells, which is my life now. It's full-time training. And I'll go into owning my own gym. That's the next goal for me. It's within my reach at this point. I have an idea of where I want it to be, all those kind of things, but I decided to document it from this point forward so that I can kind of speak it into existence. So this is my life behind bars. The next step is do my show, the BARbells, and to own my own gym. So again, if you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do follow along. Leave comments down below, positive or negative, don't care. I'd like to hear from what you think about, what I have to say and what's going on with my life. And if I can help anyone out there that has been hopelessly addicted, that does not know what you want to do with your life, man, change is possible. It's possible. It takes a while. It takes dedication. It takes discipline. Motivation's cool, but motivation leaves over the course of time. You have to stay disciplined. So those are the things I have to say. If I can help one person out there get away from the bondage of your addiction and the bondage of depression, those kind of things, I'd love to help. Guys, thanks for watching. God bless.